Good morning. What's up, guys? Welcome into the live. We are ready to roll here. Bar 14, 420 out. This is, of course, the December NQ futures contract. We're trading Nasdaq futures, at least to start here today. Of course, if necessary, we can always switch to gold. Maybe, yes, I'd probably switch to gold first. But NQ is our bread and butter. NQ is our child. And that is where we will put the priority here, at least for the very foreseeable future. What's up, guys? How we doing? 3 minutes, 50 seconds out. Let's see what we get. Big ol' push, by the way. Reversal off the open. You see, 50% of the time, at least half the time, that first move is the complete wrong way. We saw that here today, right into a big ol' sideways trading range. Now, as far as width here, yeah, 40, 45 points. ATR 35, that's pretty tight. That's pretty tight. Don't look at the trading range in terms of literal points, usually. Look at it in terms of points compared to the average range of a 5-minute bar, or whatever time frame you're on. The closer it is, the tighter the range, right? Because if the ATR is, if the ATR were 18 and the range was 45 points wide, it'd be a wider range, comparatively speaking, right? How we doing, guys? Bruce, good to see ya. Javaz, brother, how we doing? Giovanni Joe. Brandon Treff. Outlaw. Good to see everybody. Roy, how you doing? Scott, good to see ya. All right. All the regulars, man. Good to have you guys. Any of you guys catch this move, by the way? I know somebody did. I also know somebody out there got short on bar 1 and probably doesn't want to say anything. If that was you, man, just get it off your chest. It's okay. John, good to see you, brother. See, doesn't that feel good, Javaz? It's off the chest. Everybody knows. It's okay. It's all right. But that is institutional order territory, so something to think about. Levi, how we doing? All right, 14. Break us out of this thing. 15? Come on now. All right, 15. Now, we are clearly in a trading range here from bar approximately 6. You see that big shrinking bull body after bar 5. Puts us right into a sideways range. Now, 15 can give us a half reasonable close outside of this range. It would depend how far, whether I took 15 or 16. It's looking more like we're going to have to wait for 16. So let's give this thing a shot. 3 minutes out. Sword, what's up, brother? How we doing? Leo, good to see you. All right, minute 20 out here from the close up of 5-minute bar number 15. Got to see something half reasonable out of 15, and then 16 might be our guy. Might be our guy. Let's see. Well, what do you guys think? Should we check out what gold's doing? Not necessarily to stay. Ooh, looks like we may have either a big old soft bull channel, right? Or, well, it's actually pre-market. I was going to say you could make this argument. I mean, you know, pre-market or gold may be slightly less relevant. I would call that a soft bull channel. All right, we'll keep that in mind. ATR on GC is 8, which is reasonable. But NQ's our golden boy, so we'll give him a second to clean things up here. He typically does. Rain, what's up, brother? How we doing? I see the 2-minute chart. You want to know what I see on the 2-minute chart? I see something that a lot of traders would see and say, oh, RAM continuation, baby. And then I would say, you should have joined the tomb, big dog. That's a trading range. How do you guys think that you're getting away with the little nuance, but instead you're shooting yourself in the foot? Now, will it work? Yeah, maybe. 40% of the time it'll work. So we'll see if it would have worked this time. That doesn't make it a great trade. Now, if this next bar, which closes in 60 seconds, closes a lot lower than it currently sits, all of a sudden we have something in the conversation. All right, 16. All right, 20 seconds out here till the rollover. And by the way, this is the first test of that 20 EMA since really bar 4. If the bears can take this baby through here on a 5-minute, close it up down in this region, all of a sudden I got something to put on. Till they can do that though, you gotta think range, 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 range. When we're in a trading range, you gotta bang your head against the wall. Hey, trading range, until it's no longer the case. So let's hope the bears can make that no longer the case. All right, bears, keep that pushing. Give us something to work with here. Beautiful. 3 minutes. All right. Halfway through bar 17, the 5-minute bar. Looking good thus far. If the bears can close this baby up nice and clean, I've got a big old present for them. Called a stop limit sell order. Not much wick. Can't have too much wick. 1 second. All right, we're back. All right, 22 seconds out. Gotta go ahead and get the copy trader engaged. And if bar 17 can give us a nice, clean bear close without too much wick, then I have got this guy wrapped up with a bow for the bears. Place that guy there. I'm gonna give that about 30 seconds to get a fill. Beautiful, we got a fill. Place that stop where I want him, which is right there. Drag that guy down, and we are in, baby. Bears take that baby through. ATR 33.5. Good setup. I like that. Now we accept the outcome, move on. Alright, Bears, let's keep that baby pushing. Whole lot of work to do yet. Good, keep that moving. Looking to get at least a full ATR here out of this trade. Good, Bears. ATR 36. Boom. Limit order out. At better than a full ATR. Let's see if we can get a fill. We'll leave that guy there and see. Bulls stepping in, popping it back a bit. See if the Bears can take it down through, give us a fill. I'll leave that there. They popped that back right when that limit order went out. Take it through, Bears. Do it to them. Fill me. I want better than a full ATR. Oh, you Bears. We missed a fill by what, like a tick? Well, leave it out, see if the Bears can take it through, give us that fill. I think what we should probably do is if this takes much longer, I'll pull that limit and we'll stay exposed. I like to stay exposed to the bigger move. Alright, well, let's pull it. Stay exposed to the bigger move, and we'll go back to driving manually here. Bears teasing us, baby! Go bar by bar. Missed our fill by like a tick. Don't you love it when that happens? Nothing for me to do. Now, this is where a lot of people, they go, I gotta cut it. I gotta cut it. Why, homeboy? That happens with your stop sometimes too, doesn't it? So let's see if the Bears can get the job done here. Take it bar by bar. If I have a reason that I need to cut it early, of course, price action wise, I will. But otherwise, there's no reason for me to do anything unless that occurs. Or if we hit a full ATR in the money. In which case, it's profit take time. Well, it'd be really nice if the bears, after doing that to us, could give us a second chance. You know, there's not a lot you can do about a thing like that. So a second chance would be nice. ATR 37. Alright, Bears, give us our second chance to get a fill here. Alright, there's the open to bar 20. Better get ready here so we don't miss this a second time. ATR about 35, 36 now. Oh, you bears. Give us our second chance, man. Missed the fill on the first one. Don't you love when that happens? I don't. Alright, it's coming, baby. Let's do it. Well, ATR 36. What do you guys think? Are we getting our second chance here? Not taking it early. Work too damn hard. Start taking stuff early and give it all away. Alright, decent close out of 20. Inside close. Not the greatest close. Let's see if the Bears can get this job done. ATR is coming down. It's about 33 now. $34 on the ATR. There we go. Got about 34 and a half, 35 points. Well, we should have gotten about 39 points. Order went out. Bulls took it right back up. We missed the fill. It's going to happen sometimes. Be an adult about it. Guess what? It'll also happen with your stop, which is good for you. So we got our second chance. What'd we make on that? We got, let's go low. Let's assume we got 34 and a half points. Like 7,700 bucks. All right, good, moving on. Vaz, appreciate you, big dog. Joe, my man. Damn right, Lurt. Moving on. Moving on, baby. We got bills to pay. Life is expensive, homeboy. We ain't got time to sit around and pat ourselves on the back. We gotta go. All right, bar 20. Taz, past 50K accounts, 3 micros. Oh, baby. 3 micros all the way through the eval using RAM. You guys know what's really interesting is the smaller size you use, but you still pass, the higher probability it is that you actually have edge because it forces you to have a bigger sample size of trades. Law of large numbers. So if you're passing an eval, now again, you guys know, opportunity cost, I don't trade too small in the evals. I start with maybe 3 minis, 1 to 3 minis depending on volatility, and then I size down into the finish line. 3 micros all the way through, you probably have to take a good amount of trades. And the more trades you take, the more probable it is that the statistics of your trading work out as they should over a big sample size. So if they worked out in your favor and you passed, depending on what your sample size was, if it was 30, 50 plus, it's a pretty high probability that you have what's called positive expected value, which makes you what? A profitable trader. And I don't think it's that hard to just get past break even if you're trading RAM. It's designed to work for me and to keep me not confused. I don't like being confused. I like knowing what to do on every bar. And I think if that's, I don't know if you're like, hey, I'm kind of like that. Give it a try, man. I think it'll work well for you. If you've never been able to get through break even, maybe this is your ticket. I think it's a good chance it is, if you take the time to understand context, which is super important. Otherwise, you're taking trades up in this trading range, which is a problem. Javaz, good work. Very good work. Rexer, another person, comes to the conclusion that the only time you should move stops if you're a price action trader, at least the way that I trade, there's a lot of ways to do this. I'm not saying you're wrong. What I am saying is that moving to break even just because it makes you feel good is a fucking problem. It's a mistake. It's a mistake. NQ is very volatile. I think the only reason you should ever move a stop, first of all, you should never move it down, like further away from your break even. That's a bad habit. But if you want to move it up, I think personally the only reason you should ever do so is if you get a secondary entry signal in the same direction as the trade you're currently in. In a personal account, you would probably add there. In prop, if you're starting really small, you can add, but most people aren't going to start small enough where adding makes mathematical sense. So rather than adding, you get a secondary entry signal to the long side, but you're already long and you haven't hit take profit yet. You can move your stop up 1 point beneath the wick low of that second entry bar. Because it's a buy decision. We operate on buy and sell decisions. No matter where you sit, if you get a buy decision but you're already long and you're trading prop, adding might make your position too big. So instead, you put your stop where it would be if you were entering right now, which is 1 point beneath that secondary signal bar that you got when you were already long. I hope that makes sense. That's the way that I manage these things. Now, you have to have a good understanding of RAM, at least a half reasonable understanding of RAM to put that into practice, but it's not a hard strategy to learn, dude. It's a pretty basic fucking price action method. I still think a lot of you guys oversimplify it, but it's not complicated. Nope, Rexer, if I'm sitting short and I get an entry and I'm still in between my take profit and stop, I haven't moved anything yet, but I'm short, and I get an entry where I look at it and I go, ah, shit, if I were flat, I would buy that, certainly. That's when I cut the trade early and go back to flat. Whether I'm a little in the money, break even, a little in the red, a lot in the red, but not to break even, a lot in the red, but not to stop out yet, or, you know, less commonly a lot in the money, but not to take profit yet, I cut it, move on to the next trade, go back to break even, because that's a sell decision. Oh, sorry, in your example, that's a buy decision, but I'm currently short, and the short hasn't resolved yet. So I cut it early, I go back flat, and I move on, look for the next trade. I think you should think about your trading as buy-sell decisions, not as like having a bias. If you're a price action trader, which of course I am. All right, 22, what you got in store for us? Yes, sir. I think it makes a lot of sense. Well, for me, it makes a lot of sense. AK, got back funded. Good work. Good work. Now trade the same way with a reasonable size. If that's smaller than in your eval, so be it. I think at a 50K account, 3 to 5 micros is the place to be in normal volatility conditions like this. If you're in a 50K apex, man, hit 3, 4, 5 micros. Trade RAM. Stay patient. Let it come to you. And when it does, hit it hard. Accept the outcome, move on with your life. It's just trading, dude. If you have positive expected value, if you have an edge, I don't care if you lose 3 days in a row. I don't care if you're on a 4-trade, 6-trade losing streak. You look back and you say, I did what I was supposed to do. I didn't miss context. I managed it well. I just happened to lose a few in a row. A certain percentage of the time that's going to happen. Not super often, but it will happen. Move on with your life. Do not. I'm telling you, this is very dangerous. Very dangerous. Do not get your self-worth from your P&L. Get your self-worth from did you show up and do your job. Now, doing your job means doing what you're supposed to do based on the methodology that keeps you paid. Win or lose, if you did your job, you should feel good. Win or lose, if you showed up and didn't do your job, or you cheated on your job, or you broke your rules, you should feel like a piece of shit. And you should feel a certain level of guilt when you face your family that evening. Because, oh, I made $2,000, but you broke the thing that keeps you paid, big dog. That's a problem. That will bite you. And you're not really in control of the outcome of certain trades, right? You're in control of the probabilities, but even a weighted coin can go against you, right? That's what trading is. You start getting your self-worth from that, you're out of control. If you start getting your self-worth from, hey, did I show up and do my job? Guess who's 100% in control 100% of days? You. You got into trading to be happy and have a better life. Right? I hope so. All right, 23, what you got? 22 is a big old inside close, the wick low of 21. Me too, Roy. Gotta love it. Joe started to let go of my other ways of trading. Ram keeps it easy, decision making to a minimum. Rules are rules. Yeah, listen, all I can do is show you guys what works for me. If it doesn't work for you, hey, maybe you and I are just a little different. That's okay, but we're not that different. If it works for me, it'll probably work for you if you think relatively similar to how I think, which is everything we need to know is already in straight to the source. Price action. Tells us what we need to know. Tells us the relative probability of, hey, what'll probably happen next given the context of the situation. And when I say probably, I don't mean 97%, you goose. I mean like between 55 and 70%, depending on the context. That's all you need, dude. Really, all you need is like 53%. But, I mean, 53, come on now. All right, 23, what you got? We'll see you inside, Jay. Yeah, by the way, today is Tuesday, which is our live training day of the week in the Tomb. I do a Tomb talk every day. It's basically a member Q&A over the charts. Then every Tuesday we do a live training. We go deep. That is this afternoon. All right. Big ol' wiki close. Small bear body on 23. Keep watching. Let's see what 24 brings us. All right, 24. Oh, shit. Hang on. Alright, I'm gonna have to, I'm gonna have to pull a bunch of my, not a bunch, but a decent amount of my accounts from the copy trader. Otherwise, your boy is gonna be above the 30% rule when it comes payout time on some of these. Again. And that 30% profit in one day rule can be kind of a mother. Some of this P&L is left over from last night. So, let me clean this up here. Gotta go, gotta go, gotta go, gotta go. That one can stay, gotta go. Gotta go. Gotta go. Gotta go. Gotta go. Alright, I think we're good on the rest. Just fucking win too much. I think that's the problem, you know? I forget. I think it's the drawdown that changes to 50%, not the... I think it's the drawdown. Not the profit per day. I've always kept the profit per day below the 30%. And for that reason, I've only ever been denied one payout ever from Apex. Because I run the numbers before I request to make sure I didn't break the 30, and that one time I forgot to run the numbers and I had broken the 30 on one account. So, well, I think we're good now. We have cut the accounts that were copy trading now here today down by... We've had to remove 9. So we still have a good chunk of accounts though, so we're good to go. Alright, come on 25, what you got? Checking the P&Ls. I keep a mental note of what my 30% is at all times. And I just check the P&Ls throughout the day. Obviously, we're only one trade in so far, so it doesn't take much. But, you know, guys, make sure, like, really, make sure you're careful with the 30% profit per day rule. It's like the windfall rule or whatever, at Apex specifically. If you like double that in one day, you kind of shoot yourself in the foot because now you have to make way more money in that account. They'll let you request the payout, but they're going to deny it if you made more than 30% of the total profit in your account in one day. This is Apex we're talking about. So what you got to do then is take your biggest day, divide it by 0.3, and now that's your new profit target to be able to request a payout that will actually get approved. So try not to make more than 30% in one day. Otherwise, now you got to make a lot more money in that account, and it's kind of a pain in the ass. So it's not that big of a deal. Just do the math. Brian, what are the benefits of using Apex versus another platform? Well, I guess another prop, right? Well, Apex right now is running a crazy deal. That's a benefit, 70% off. The activation fees instead of $140 are only $40, which is ridiculously cheap. And it's single day pass, so that's a current benefit. With code BIG, of course, B-I-G. But realistically, I like Apex and Take Profit Trader. I think they're very synergistic. Take Profit Trader only lets you have 5 funded accounts, but you can take daily payouts, which gets money coming into the bank often. Apex You have to wait 8 trading days between payouts, but they let you go to 20 funded accounts, and Apex is where you can make the numbers look bigger. And then once you have like 10, 15, 20 fundeds, you're taking, assuming they all have different start times, which you guys know is how I like to do things, scaling horizontally, then you're taking payouts pretty consistently anyway from Apex, because they all have different start times, so you're getting, you know, eligible for payouts more frequently on different groups of accounts if you have 10, 15, 20 funded at Apex. So now you're taking consistent money from Apex and Take Profit Trader. But I always say, if you don't have edge yet, if you're a losing trader currently, that's okay. We've all been there, and probably for a while. Just buy one cheap ass eval at Apex. Trade 1 micro in that eval. Now your cost is capped at what you paid for that eval, which is probably like 30 bucks. Super cheap, 40 bucks, right? Basically nothing. How much money are you trying to make, right? I mean, come on. Then, when you have positive expected value, I think you should go to Take Profit Trader and start taking daily payouts as often as you can. Just get money coming into the bank account. Then you can look at that and say, okay, I'm paying a good chunk of my bills from trading, if not all of it now. And then, or maybe a little before then, you head over to Apex to try to start making the numbers look bigger. Scale 5, 10, 15, 20 funded accounts. That's the way I think it should be done. Then from there, the world is yours, big dog. Go hit all the other props. It starts getting kind of tough to juggle. But for me, that's got to be my next step here, is start hitting all these other props. Yes, it does. It stops at the buffer. Well, once you hit the buffer, it stops. All right, don't go anywhere. Quick break. Back in a couple of minutes. Stay put. All right. Welcome back. Come on, bar 27. What you got for us? Maybe we can get this kind of thing going. Big rejection. Stop hunt the low of 1. Wouldn't that be nice? All right, 27. You want to see if we can take this baby higher or what? All right, there's the open bar 28. Whole lot of nothing on 27. Big ol' inside close. Bear, bull, bear, bull, bear. So let's see if 28 can bring something interesting here. All right, 28. A couple of options here, of course. This would be a single bar range, so I wouldn't actually trade this little range. We could see this develop into a soft bull channel heading back toward the high. Back up toward this, this range up top. What I would prefer to see happen is I'd really like to see 28 close about here. And then 29 come down, close about here. And then, boom, I'd punch it short. See if we can come down, sweep the low, take out that wick low of 1. Would I stop hunt it on one single trade or break it up into 2? Well, it would depend on where 29 closes. But let's see if we can maybe get that kind of setup going here. All right, 28. Give it to us, baby. 2 minutes out. Again. Oh, could you imagine if it does exactly what I just laid out? We take that thing every time. Get a nice clean closer out of 28. See what 29 brings us. And hit it. Alright, 57 seconds out here till the close of bar 28. Let's see what he gives us, man. All right, 28. Half reasonable close. Come on now, 29. Give it to us, baby. See what we got. Come on, Bears. Take that thing a tad lower here. We got 250 left to get it done. What I'd really prefer not to see happen is for this to just become a big old trading range. 45-point wide trading range. If 29 can come down and close like down here, we probably don't have to worry about that too much. But the Bulls are trying to put it in. Come on, Bears. 50 seconds out. Let's get that job done, baby. Don't grow that wick up top too much. That just adds to risk I gotta put on. All right. So the Bulls are going to take that right back up into the range. A few arguments you can make here now, right? We can make that argument pretty well. You could make the soft bear channel argument, maybe. Maybe. I usually prefer to make the sideways range argument because that's the more dangerous one to ignore, if we can, until the soft bear channel becomes more clear. So we'll keep an eye on that, man. Bulls pulling it off, closing it basically right in the middle. Quick question regarding Apex. Can you request payouts on the 8th trading day, or does that day have to close before you can request a payout? Trade for the 8th day and then wait until like 4:45 Central Time, 5:45 Eastern Time PM that same evening, and it'll let you request a payout if you are eligible. What you'll oftentimes see is at like 5:30 Eastern Time, it's not ready yet. And then like usually by 5:45, 5:50, it'll populate in the request payout section that you're now eligible, and you can drop down, pick the account, request it. All right, Bears. Well, let's get rid of this as quickly as we can. You guys know I hate not having clean charts. Halfway through bar 30 here. Let's see what we get. Minute 20 out. Let's go, Bears. 20 seconds out. All right, Thursday open at 31. All right, 31. Now with this wick here, if 31 closes beneath the wick low of 30, it wouldn't be wrong to put it on. It wouldn't be wrong to wait for, I'm sorry, 30. Yes, 30. It wouldn't be wrong to take it here on 31, but it also wouldn't be wrong to wait for 32. If you take it on 31, what are you doing? You're taking the lower probability, higher reward to risk continuation trade. It's earlier, right? Or you can wait for confirmation with another bear body on 32, which equals, on average, a higher probability and a slightly less favorable reward to risk. With the low of 1 being where I want to hunt those stops, still being 70 points away, waiting for 32 ain't looking so bad. All right, 17 seconds here till the close of bar 31. Let's see what we get here. Likely an inside close. Inside of the wick low of 30. Yeah, it looks that way. All right, if 32 brings us a good bear body with a clean close, I've got a big old present for the bears. See what we get. Oh God, if you guys haven't, man, hit the like button. What is going on? This is brutal, man. Hit like, it does help out tremendously and keeps me doing these for free daily. All right, 32. What do we got? Give us a nice, clean, bare body with a good close. Yeah, caught, Taz. You got caught, big dog. All right, 32. All right, 2 minutes, 20 seconds out of a potential trade here. Let's see what we got. All right, Bears, come on now. Give us that clean close, baby. Can't have too much wick. Minute 15 out. What do you guys think? Are we getting this? Are we getting this? I don't know. You could make the argument this is a soft bear channel, but I want to see that baby collapse. Today's the day. Goldman Sachs goes under, baby. We hunt all their stops. 45 seconds. Bulls, don't you dare step in. Don't you step in, Bulls! All right, ready? 25 seconds out. Copy trader engaged. We're ready to rock. Come on, big 32. I am hungry for some stops. Nice clean close. That's a lot of wick, 32. I don't like that much wick. Oh, that's too much wick, man. I can't justify that. That's too much wick. Gotta wait. Gotta wait. Discipline is number one, baby. Alright, see if 33 can give us a cleaner close. Might be even better if they can. And I got my eye on those stops right below the wick low of 1. You know, Jacob says, first of all, LMAO passed my eval a month ago, trading every day, constantly hovering around starting balance. You know what, Jacob? I've said a lot. If you're a break-even trader, you're 80% of the way there. Because you've made progress up the hill of the default, which is losing. If you're breaking even, you're covering your fees and commissions, right? Which is gross profitability. Now, net, you're break even. But there's something to that. That's a little bit of proof of concept, sort of. You're getting close. You're 80% of the way there. All you got to do now is bump that a little extra, and you're into the promised land. Maybe not consistently forever. That's another thing that you got to work on, but you're close. If you're break even and you're thinking of giving up, dog, no, now's not the time. If you were going to turn around, you should have done it a year and a half ago. You've now come this far. You have a little bit of proof of concept. You're covering your commissions and fees. That's gross profitability, right? But you're net break even. You just got to bring up that tail, which usually involves cutting out bad habits, not getting better at the good stuff. Cut out the bad shit. That's how you turn that corner. Come on, 33. Do it to him. All right, now, by the way, I want to know, let's do a poll in the chat. I'm actually very, very interested in doing this. What country are you from? Or continent, if you're uncomfortable for whatever reason. Because stocks, I feel like it's like damn near all Americans. Futures? Oh yeah, just like I thought. So many of you guys are from other spots. We've gone international, baby. Love it. Damn, this is crazy. When you talk stocks, it stays pretty United States centric. Which, I mean, like, that's cool, but... Whole world, dude. Let's go international. I love it. Futures are very much more so that. All right, 33 inside close. Damn. Let's see what 34 brings. Damn straight media. All right, 34. Come on, 34. Don't grow too much of a wick up top, dude. I want to see that baby fall off a cliff. I want Morgan Stanley's entire portfolio split across all of our bank accounts. Come on, Bears! That stop hunt is looking juicy right below the wick low of bar number 1 of the New York session, and I want to hit it. There you go, 34. There you go. Now, let's get that moderately sized, not too small, where it's shrinking, but not so big that it's outsized. Let's just get that thing moderately sized. And then we can put that on. 220 out. By the way, wick low of 1, since it's off screen, is right where my cursor is. 2 minutes. Oh man, give us this setup. This would be a beauty. Come on, Bears. 90 seconds out. Good. Keep that moderately sized. ATR 33, by the way. Good. Hold that right there, Bears. Hold that there. Oh, you son of a bitch. I can make sense of it there. Wick low of 1 is here. Oh, don't do it yet, Bears! I'm not in yet. Don't steal it from me. We've been waiting all day since the first trade. It was a good trade, but we've been waiting for this trade for so long now. All right. It's not that big. All right, hold up. I can make sense of it unless it breaks. All right, 8 seconds out. I want to see if I can stop hunt. I can make sense of it. It just broke. We cannot make sense of it anymore. Son of a bitch. That's all right. You bears playing games with me. They stole my money. All right, that's fine. Can't take it before that. Can only take it if you get the setup. We never got the setup. The move happened, the setup didn't. That's okay, it's part of the game. Discipline means taking it if it did line up and not if it didn't. And it didn't. It broke the stop hunt. Now, you could say, yeah, but what about this bar? Well, it's the biggest bar we've seen. Top 4 all day, which is okay. But that was right after the stop breaks. Now, when the stop breaks, here's something to consider. We saw a big old trading range up top. We took out the stop, all the stops, right, below the wick low of 1. What happens a lot of times is the whole day turns into a big giant trading range. And then this reverses and at least tries to kind of make a soft move back in. It doesn't behave the same on average as if this bar was like up here. Because there's still room to the lows, right? Down here, it's like we've taken out the stops, we've done this, now the bulls might test to see, hey, is this, is the full day just a big trading range? And I don't want to be involved in this garbage. Look, they're already trying. So, that's alright. Gotta wait for the next setup. We didn't miss anything. Yeah, if you got Bitcoin today, man, it's not like it's down 20% or something crazy, but it's, yeah. Might want to take a look at that portfolio. You see this? You see that, guys? Take out the wick low of 1. Stops get triggered, take it through. Bears test, and now the bulls are like, yeah, but what if the whole day is just a trading range? And the bears go, all right, we'll let you test that. This happens a lot, which is why I'm typically taking profit on the stop hunt, the actual event of the stops getting triggered, if I'm in a trade, meaning we get a setup right before there. Rather, some of you might be wondering, like, well, why don't you let it run through? Because a lot of times it takes out the stops and attempts a move back into the big full day's range. Now, whether or not it makes that move is up for grabs, but this happens very often, which is why I didn't take that short. It's not there. It's not a good trade, at least not for me, and I know that. All right, 36. Bar 36, what you got? Now, with reversals like this, right back into the 20, it's been tested. 19, 26, 27. We'll see, that's a 20 EMA, right? Now, just because it gets tested doesn't mean it's going to hold, but when it gets tested like once every 45 minutes like this, 30, 45 minutes, I pay attention to it, especially because there's the argument here that this, again, turns into kind of like a, I don't want to say super soft, but it's a bear channel, right? So this is the kind of case where if I'm going to get long, oh boy, there better be 3 bull bodies. And that third one better be closing up here or something. Maybe 4, and the 4th is closing above the wick high of 27. That'd be ideal. So, halfway through 36 here, let's see what it brings. AK, what feels better for your brain, long or short? You mean in general, AK, or do you mean right now? If you mean it, if it's right now, the answer is I don't care. Whatever sets up. But if the answer is in general, I think I prefer trading to the short side by a small margin. But again, I want to make it super clear. Now, you know, what about 100 of you just did is you logged me. Oh, okay, he's a short bias trader. No, I'm not. I don't give a shit. I'll trade whichever way the market gives me setups. But the exact same setup to the short side with a nice stop hunt. Beautiful. Love it. Also love it to the long side, but to the short side, it just tends to be a little more aggressive on average. A little bit. When I say a little, I cannot stress how much I mean a little, but it's there. It's noticeable because you get that fear element, which is tremendous. Well, all right, guys. Tell you what, I'm out of here. Those of you guys in the tomb, while we took one trade today, it's $7,700. Total P&L on the day, man, is like 19,000 from overnight. But 7,700 here on stream, which is tremendous. Great. One trade, I mean, come on, but I'll take it, man. Doing well. Those of you guys in the tomb, I'll see you this afternoon for the live training. Topic to be announced, baby. By the way, if you can't make it live, it doesn't matter. I like to have you there live, but if you cannot make it live, it's okay. It's all archived for 24/7 access for members. All right, guys, be patient. Let the trades come to you. That's all part of the job, dude. And when it does, hit it. No fear. Accept the outcome. Move on with your life. All right, guys. See you tomorrow.